All right. So, hello everyone and everyone who's joining. My name is Brian Loiza. I'm a software engineer, and I'm super excited to be here and speaking at the Techqueria Summit 2025. Um, Today, we're going to be talking about how to get a job in the AI era. So, AI is changing everything, and it's been changing things for a long time. It's changed a lot of things already, and finding a job is one of the things. Okay, so we want to we want to change with AI as well. So we want to adapt. Now, if you go to LinkedIn, you'll see that many of the job descriptions actually require you to have some technical skills, whether it's ChatGPT or Power BI, Cursor, GitHub. And this is not just for software engineers. This is for all the majors, all the areas. So it's good that you start learning these skills. So try to use AI every day on your day to day. Okay. So if you're maybe filtering data, or maybe you're like reading data from a document, from a CSV file, from an Excel spreadsheet, or whatever you're doing, try to implement AI and see if you can get it to do that for you. Okay. So playing with it, it's the best way to learn it. So that's what I would recommend. Try to integrate it to your day to day and see how it changes how you work and see how it affects your workflow. Okay. So personally, I use Cursor to program every day, as it's on the slide you can see. And before, I would like build like a project, and by a project I mean like a website. I would build it like in a month, and now I'm building a project in a day. If I have 4 6 hours, I can build it in a day, and it's because of AI. So I use AI. I leverage AI to take care of some of the setup and the boilerplate and all of that as a software engineer, right? So before, it would take me like a month just to plan everything, just to try to figure it out. But now it just takes me less than a day, maybe max 2 3 days. But yes, so try to use AI on your day to day. I think it's super important that you actually start adapting to it. Okay, so another thing that you have to do now to stand out from the crowd is, and I said you have to because there is no other option. You want to start actually, putting yourself out there. You want to build like a public presence. If you're trying to sell something, you have to put yourself out there. I know I'm an introvert. I'm not an extrovert. And even though I'm an introvert, I try to put myself out there as much as I can, and you have to do the same. Fortunately or unfortunately, social media is something that's already ingrained in this society, right? So you have to, try to put yourself out there, try to build projects, try to share your progress with other people, because that's where the magic is, right? You want to share it with other people, because if you build something locally on your machine and you cannot share with other people, then there is no point, right? You want other people to use your product, and we're humans. We like to create, we like to share stuff. So just try to put yourself out there. And I'm just going here like, about what I think, but I'm no this is an actionable tip, and you can take it or not, but I would suggest that you take it. Try to create like a social media post, and just post about anything that is of your interest. This is super important, because if you're interested in something, it will come easy to you. So you won't have to work as hard as other people. So you just have to find what's something that's of interest to you, and try to post it. Okay. And I'll tell you a quick story here. So I built like a Framer plugin. A Framer is like a website builder, like Wix or like a Squarespace, right? So I built this plugin, and I used to share like what I built on Twitter, and I still do it, maybe not as much as I should. And well, the point is that I created this plugin, I put it out there, and I said, like, I this is what I created. It's a plugin that does that does this, like it adds alt text and all of that. And I just put it out there, and then I forgot about it. And you think that people are not like seeing your post, or they're not watching what you're doing, but they are. And then I got like a message. I don't know if you can see it on the screenshot, but I'll just read you what it said. It said, "Hey Brian, we're hunting some extra firepower to help us build Framer plugins. Are you interested?" And then I said, "Yes, absolutely." And then I asked, I said, "I recently built this. Is that how you found me?" And then that person said, "Yes, exactly." So he was looking through Twitter, and then he found me because I said that I built something, and maybe he needed help building those plugins. And that's how the connection happened. But it was out of the blue. It was just like that. And this led to an unexpected job interview. So I had like a job interview, skipping like all the steps, right? I didn't have to present my resume or anything like that. It was just like a mutual connection. It was just like something that we connected over Twitter, right? Over X in this case. So put yourself out there, try to build the stuff, try to share with other people, whether it's a tutorial, anything. It could be anything. Even if you're not like a software engineer major, maybe you're a finance major or something, just be like, I found this this cool formula that you can use to do this or that. Okay. All right, so let's go to the next step. So another important part of the AI and how it's changing things is and how to combat AI. Right, it's having a professional resume. Okay, so a professional resume is a part that's been there for a long time, and it will keep being like an essential part of the hunting or job hunting process. Okay, or finding a job. So this is how a professional resume should look like. Shouldn't have anything, any colors. I'm not a fan of colors or columns or anything like that. It just has to be boring. Unfortunately, it has to be boring, but it works. Okay. So I talk about like professional resumes on my social media a lot. So here I'm just going to give you some quick tips, and I hope that they help. So recruiters and HR, they've been using applicant tracking systems, which is ATS, and that's how many people know them. And these systems parse your resume line by line. So they just go line by line, read your name, contact information, they just go line by line. So what you want to do is you want your resume to be parsable first, because that's how they match your resume to the job descriptions, and they look for keywords, and that's how you go through to the next round or something like that. Okay, or to the recruiter, so that they can take a look at your resume and call you. But some recruiters take a look at your resume, and some other recruiters just put your resume through these systems. And think about it: if you go to LinkedIn, on LinkedIn, you'll see how many people apply for the job, and sometimes it's like 5,000 applicants. So do you think they're gonna take a look at 5,000 people? They could, but it's gonna take them a long time. So usually they put your resume or other people's resume through these ATS systems. Okay. So how to beat these ATS systems? The way to beat these ATS systems is to and these are some tips. Okay. So avoid resume summary. So a resume summary is saying like, I'm a software engineer, I'm looking for this or that, and leave that for LinkedIn. That's a professional summary, and put it on LinkedIn. And the reason why I'm saying that is that it occupies space, and you want to have you want to have a lot of space on your resume, like so that you can put the work experience. You want to put the education, skills, and all of that. So you have to leave this space for the sections that are important in your resume. Okay, so leave that for LinkedIn, and they'll take a look at your LinkedIn anyways. So you need to have a LinkedIn, and then you can put it there and they'll read it. So don't worry about that. Okay, so list 2 to 3 bullet points per work experience. So here there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 different companies, and I've tried to list 3 bullet points, right? And this is because you want to keep the resume one page. Okay, try to keep it one page and avoid columns. You don't want any columns, because when it parses, the ATS system parses the resume, then it's just gonna, it's not gonna parse it correctly. Okay, and if you have, let's say that you don't have many work experience, right? You maybe just had 2 jobs. Then it's fine if you go like 4 or 5 bullet points. But if you have like a lot of companies, then just try to have 2 or 3 bullet points. Okay, just try to keep it neat. Okay. Okay, so add keywords naturally. So don't overstuff them. You can have like, here I can show you that. I don't know if you see it, but yes, here I have like Python, right? That's one keyword, or buzzword, or technologies, or whatever you want to call it. I also have SQL, PDF, and these are keywords for software engineer. So if you go to a job description and it has those keywords, then you'll see that maybe your resume is going to match those job descriptions. Okay. So that's one page long. I talked about that. Avoid columns and show the impact of your work. So this is a quick tip. So when you're trying to build the work experience section, right, and you're working on the bullet points, what you want to do is you want to answer 3 questions. You want to answer what you did, how you did it, like which technologies you used, and what you achieved, which is the impact that you had on the work. So try to answer those three questions. And in the second question, how did you do it? There you can list the technologies that you used, okay, which are the keywords. All right, so try to keep that in mind. So let's go to the next one. Yep, sorry about that. Okay, we'll just do that. Okay, so skills. I was talking about matching your resume skills to the job description. So the skills that you have on your resume here on the left side need to match the skills on the job in the job description, okay? And if you don't have many of those skills, you can learn the basics. Like learning the basics and knowing the fundamentals go a long way. Sometimes recruiters just call you and they ask you some basic questions about technology, and then you can make it through the next round. So maybe this won't guarantee that you have the job, that you will get the job, but at least you get like practice interviews and you talk to people, and then you can figure out what to do and what to focus on or which skills to acquire. So it's important that you take a look at the job description, see which skills are listed, and then list them on your resume. And of course, don't lie. If you don't have that skill, don't put it in your resume. You can learn it and then put it on your resume. I would say most of these skills are learnable. It's nothing like out of this world. You can do it. Anyone can do it. So yeah. So just take a look at the skills and try to match the job description. All right. So now, what about projects? All right. So projects are a very important part. If you don't have work experience, then showcase projects. Add link to the projects. Add links to the projects. Add YouTube videos, tutorials, how you did the project. Try to do like a demo for the project, and then put it in your resume. And then people can go and see the demo. They like to do that. They like to see that you worked on something that's real, that you can have it, like if it's a website, that you can go visit the website, play with the website. They want to see something tangible, even though it's not tangible, but it's something that they can play and test. Okay, so projects are super important, and try to build as many as you can. All right, so I'll tell you a quick story about this. So for my first software engineer job, the first one that I got, it was because of a project, and it's the project that's listed here, which is Resume Boost AI, which is a resume builder. So I had that project for a long time, and I had it on my resume. I had the link to the demo. It was just, well, it was deployed. It was a link to the website. And what happened was this. So I went for the interview. So they picked up my resume, and I was trying to switch careers because I was an electrical engineer. So I switched careers, and it's super hard to find like a software engineering job. So I was in the interview. They asked me some technical questions, and then they got to the project section of my resume, and they were like, "Okay, so what's this resume? Can you this project? Can you talk about this?" And I said like, "Yeah, sure." And I talked about it, and I knew so much about the project because I built it, so I knew everything, right? The ins and outs and everything. And then I said like I can do like a quick demo. So then I just pulled up my phone, I went to the site, and then I just created like a resume. I showed it to them, and they were super impressed. They were fascinated with it. And I can guarantee that that's how I got the job, just because of the project, of that project. So work on projects, put it in your resume so that people can go and see it. That's super, super important. Okay. And work, and it doesn't have to be like a website, right? Once again, if you're like a finance major, it could be just like an automation that you discover that you can do like on Excel or something like that, right? If you're something else like a data analytics an analyst or something like that, maybe it's like a Python script or something like that. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy, right? Just something that you like, or something that you'd like to work on. Okay, all right. So the new reality of job hunting with AI. So HR has been using AI, recruiters have been using AI, and it's not going to change. But now what changed is that now applicants or job prospects, so now we also use AI, and we can create scripts that apply to 1,000 jobs. And then, it's AI versus AI. So there is nothing, there's no connection, there is no human in between. Now it's just AI versus AI, right? So what you want to be, what you want to do and what you want to be is to be different. You want to be different. And we already talked about how to be different. You need to acquire more skills. You need to build a public presence. You can join online communities like Reddit, Facebook groups, Twitter. Just try to manage some of those communities. Try to create your own community. If you don't see one community about something that you like, then just create it. And try to keep this in mind. Try to create more than what you consume. Okay, and if you consume something, just consume something that you like, something that takes you closer to your goals. Okay, start a podcast, make videos, tutorials, plugins, templates. There's like an infinite amount of things that you can do. So just try to create more than what you consume and try to share it with other people online. And we already talked about this. So yes, try to do that. Okay, so will AI replace me? There has been some layoffs due to AI, but we're still an essential part of jobs. Okay, so AI, it requires context, and if it doesn't have the context, it's not gonna do things the right way. As a software engineer, I use AI every day, and sometimes I have to look over the AI because it deletes entire code bases. It deletes stuff that it shouldn't delete. It changes things, even though you tell it not to change something, then it changes it. So you have to be there and you have to be watching over the AI. So you're still essential. You need to program the AI. You need to tell it what to do. And even with AI agents, it's still not perfect. So what I would say is try to embrace AI. So don't say that you will never use AI because right now it's too late. It's already integrated in society, and it will just keep going. Okay. So AI alone is just output with no purpose. As I said, it can do stuff, it can do things, but sometimes it does things that it shouldn't do, right? Even if you have the craziest prompt, if you give it the craziest prompt that it's like 2 pages long, it's still not gonna get it, okay? Humans alone, we produce results with purpose, but we're slow. We're slow. So if we are working on a spreadsheet, right, and we have to extract data from one spreadsheet to another and analyze the data, that takes us hours, that takes us days. So we care about quality, of course, but we're slow. So it's results with purpose. But if we combine AI, if we are combined with AI, humans plus AI, then we can 10x or 100x the results with purpose. And AI will not replace you, but people who know how to use AI, so humans plus AI, they might replace you. So what you want to do is you want to upskill, you want to build a public presence, you want to put yourself out there, and you want to start creating. We're humans. We like to create, right? So that's something we like to build, we like to create, we like to share with other people. And yeah, let's just stick to the basics. Let's just stick to those instincts, and then we'll be fine, and we won't be replaced by AI. So yeah, I think that's it. If you have any questions, there are some useful links here. I hope that I can share this presentation. If not, you can just quickly take like a quick screenshot of this. These are some useful links of communities and where you can find more about like job search hacks, AI, and whatnot. And yeah, so here we have just thank you. I appreciate everyone who joined and is listening to me. I really appreciate it. These are my social media. If you want to follow me, it's just my name, and on X it's just Bald1794. And now I'll answer any questions. I saw a lot of questions, but I was doing the presentation, so I couldn't concentrate on them, but I can answer them now. All right, so let me just go from the top maybe. Okay. And if you have any question, just put it in the comments or in the chat, and then I'll answer. Uh, okay, I don't see what you recommend. Okay, so I see one from Roll here. It says, would you recommend X Twitter specifically for making these posts, or also LinkedIn or social media? I would say I don't have a lot of followers on Twitter, and I still got that opportunity. So I would say just try to stick to the one that you use the most. I use LinkedIn and X. I don't use Facebook too much or Instagram too much. It's more like personal to me, and I don't share too much there. So that's why I post on Twitter and on LinkedIn. But it could be any of them. Okay, the one that you use the most. TikTok and yes, TikTok is great. I also have TikTok. Yes, TikTok is great because you can reach a lot of people in a short amount of time. So, but that's like a video-based platform, so you'll have to start recording yourself if you're interested, of course. Okay. So creating this type of resume to be ATS, then a separate resume to give a recruiter that includes more. No, I would say it's the same resume. If you take a look at the resume that I was sharing, it's easy to read from top to bottom. If I give you like a resume that has a different layout and different like components and all of that, like three columns and some outlandish stuff like colors, then it's hard to actually read it, even if you're a human or not human. Okay, so from what I've heard from recruiters is the resume. Oh, sorry, I lost this. Okay, there. For recruiters is that the resume gets you past the ATS screen. Yes. If you're about a certain matching percent, then they look at your LinkedIn. Yes. So LinkedIn is super important. You want to have like a good LinkedIn, and maybe that'll be a different talk, how to optimize your LinkedIn. I have some videos on my channel that you can check out. Yes, I'll try to make a more another video about how to optimize your LinkedIn. But yeah, that's true. If you get past the ATS system, then they do like a matching. If you have the keywords, then you passed, and then maybe the recruiter can take a look at your resume, and then they'll call you. Yeah, usually that's how it goes. Yes, you can trip up the ATS with fancy formatting. So that's correct. Choose what you want to create to stand out. Okay, so how do you choose what you want to create to stand out? Podcast projects. So for me, I'm a software engineer, so I like to create websites. So that's what I go with. But yeah, if you can zero social media presence. Yeah, if you have zero social media presence, then just try to start. Try to start today. Try to share and try to follow other people that you're interested in. Try to send them DMs and try to make connections. It's all about making connections, and you never know who you'll meet on internet and what opportunities it will bring. We still have 9 minutes, so I'll just keep answering the questions here. I have a YouTube channel. Should I put some of my stuff on Reddit? Yes, Reddit it's pretty sensitive when it comes to that. I've shared on Reddit, but sometimes it gets banned, or you'll get banned. I got banned, so it's kind of hard if it's something that it helps other people, and if you don't phrase it as a marketing or saying something like, okay, come look at my channel or subscribe to my channel. If you're not, then then it's good. But if you just post and say like, okay, go to my website and buy this, or go to my channel and just give me likes, then it's not gonna work. So you have to be very careful. Okay. Valeria asks, my question is how to share your work experience if the project has some privacy concerns, or should I focus mostly on the technical aspect and tools used? You can focus on both, like the tools, and if the project is like there's like it has privacy concerns, maybe you can just give it a different name. Just give it a different name or something that doesn't violate the privacy or anything like that. And then when you're talking to the recruiter, then you can explain to the recruiter like, this is a project, but this project is private because of this or that. But you can at least have it on your resume. Okay. All right. I think. Yes, showing passion and interest in what you like, it puts you ahead of everyone who doesn't like it. So if people are just doing something because they see other people doing it, you're already ahead because you like it. So it won't feel like work for you. Okay. Okay, great session. Thank you, Beto. Question for those who are concerned. Do you see different factors that favor AI models more than ATS systems? The differences. The only thing that I see, the favorite AI models, I would say when you're trying to build a resume, I don't know if maybe I'm answering the question or no, but here it's mostly about the skills. They try to match the skills. So if you have some of the skills, then they'll call you. If you don't have the skills listed, they won't call you. So you want to have the skills. And you can also sprinkle those keywords in the work experience. Have me thinking, should I create two resumes? Was one for ATS and one for the recruiter? I think that you're super important to the recruiter. Yes, you can do that. You can try that. I haven't tried that. I always have just one resume. But if your resume already looks good, then why would you create like two different resumes? So yeah, but you can do it. Yeah, of course. Can you share the AI links one more time, please? Yes. Let me go here. Yeah, I hope that you can see it. I work for a research. Okay, so if it's proprietary, yes. So let's see. Maybe you can talk about. Maybe then you can work on different projects that are yours, and maybe you can talk about those projects, or maybe if you say something, let's say that you're using, I don't know, some models, right, like Gemini or something like that. I mean, are you not allowed to talk about that you worked with that? I don't know. It's this is yeah, this is hard to answer. Why you're not allowed to build a portfolio? That's crazy. So then, what do you put on your work experience on your resume? I would say, yeah, try to build something on your own maybe, and then put it on the something that's similar, right, but not quite the same thing, and maybe then you can mention it on your resume. Um, yeah, I don't know how to go around that, but yeah, that's hard. You have yeah. Uh, I don't know. I would say there are questions in the QA section. Okay, there's. Uh, sorry about that. I didn't know that. Okay, there it says, "What's a good way to?" Let's finish with this one. What's a good way to present or frame projects that you have created with AI? Is there still a stigma, or is it becoming the standard? So I think it's a non-issue now. I think now everyone looks at AI and they want to see AI. So now most of the companies, they want you to know about AI. They want you to use ChatGPT. So it's nothing secret anymore. I think. Uh, yeah, just try to work on different on things that you like. If you don't have to use AI, then don't use AI, but still try to work on things that you like. Okay, so would you recommend a one-page resume even for someone? Yes. So that's a question that I get a lot. So I would say, uh, yes, I would say still try a one-page resume. If you have like 10, 15 years of experience, then try. You can try both. You can try one with one-page resume and one maybe multiple pages, right? I don't know how many pages it would go, but yeah, maybe 2 or 3 pages. But here, what you want to do is you want to have like for the one-page resume, you want to mention as many companies and some bullet points, maybe 2 bullet points per company. And you don't have to have all the companies. If it's a company that you worked, I don't know, like 10 years ago, right? And it doesn't fit, then just don't put it. Like for the resume that I have here, and I'll show you this one here. Yeah, so for this one here, these are some of the companies that I worked for, and there are more companies that I could fit there, but they don't fit anymore. So then I just don't put them, and it hasn't been an issue for me. But yeah, you can try both. You can try one with one-page resume and one with multiple pages. All right. So, what strategy do you recommend for job search? A certain platform or DMing people on LinkedIn? Okay. Yeah, this is a good question. So, I would recommend um, that you go on LinkedIn and try to apply to as many jobs as you can. So like if you go to the easy apply, there's like a filter that shows the easy apply button, right? So apply to those. And then you can do maybe so make like a goal of applying to, I don't know, 5 jobs per day or something like that, or 10 jobs per day. So if you're maybe waiting for the boss or something, then just open LinkedIn and just start applying. Since you already have your resume, if you go to the easy apply, and then you can just start applying by just click. It's just like 2 clicks, 2 clicks, 2 clicks, or two taps, 2 taps. So try to do that, and then it will accumulate and you'll have more opportunities. It's just like a numbers game. And also you can DM people, as well, and present yourself. And what else? If you want to apply for those jobs that take you to a different page, and then you have to fill out. If you have time, you can also do that. But try to do it for the one that you like a lot, because sometimes it's just like a waste of time. So yeah, just try to be careful with your time, because it takes a long time, a lot of time. um, Hackathons good to put for work for experiences? Yes, you can put it as a project, or like if you don't have work experience, you can put like a hackathon, and you can put what you built. And if you have a link to what you built, that's even better. Okay. All right. So I think I've answered these questions. um, Polls chat, there is another one here. I saw a question, I don't know where it went. What's your biggest oh no, that's something else, sorry. Even Okay, yeah, that's another. Okay, I think I've answered most of the questions just on time. It's just 1 minute. I read it's better to apply directly through the company sites now, and those easy apply sections are just for optics now. They also tend to hit over 100 applicants within 1 2 hours, so I'm weird. Yes, uh, most of the jobs that I've gotten, it's been through the easy apply, because they still get the application or your resume. They still get it. If you're early, I've seen that's better if you're early. So like if the job has been posted like and you can use the filters on LinkedIn, and if the job has been posted like like 1 hour ago or something like that, then you have more opportunities to get in. But yes, yes, I wouldn't say it's better. As I said, most people and most companies use LinkedIn now for recruiting and getting applying for jobs. I mean, hiring people. So yeah, that's, I don't know, that personal experience. It still works, I think. But yeah, you can go to the company sites and apply there. It will just take you longer, and maybe you won't be able to do 5 jobs per day, but you can just apply to 1 or 2 per day because you have to fill out a lot of forms. So as I said, it's just like a numbers game. So just try to apply to as many as you can, if you can, of course.